Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 46. So in the last episode, I did a weekly recap from the last few episodes. I also showed you a Neighbours trailer. There was the debut of the Everything Podcast weekly quiz. Yeah, and I showed you, which was meant to show in Episode 44, the one killer question, which was released after Only Murders in the Building, Series 3, Episode 5. But in today's episode, we are back talking about Doctor Who. I'm going to be reviewing the 2005 Christmas special titled The Christmas Invasion. We've also got some Big Finish news related to a range. And we know who it's going to be starring later in the year, as well as who's writing the episodes, but I'll get onto that later on. But yes, we're going to start off with the transmission dates for the Christmas Invasion, as well as Series 2, Modern Doctor 2. So the Christmas Invasion was transmitted and broadcast on the 25th of December, Christmas Day 2005. New Earth was broadcast on the 15th of April 2006. Tooth and Claw was the 22nd of April 2006. School Reunion was released on the 29th of April 2006. The Girl in the Fireplace was transmitted on the 6th of May 2006. Rise of the Cybermen was broadcast on the 13th of May 2006. The Age of Steel was released on the 20th of May 2006. The Idiot's Lantern was transmitted on the 27th of May 2006. The Impossible Planet was broadcast on the 3rd of June 2006. The Satan Pit was released on the 10th of June 2006. Love and Monsters was transmitted on the 17th of June 2006. Fear Her was also transmitted a week later on the 24th of June 2006. Army of Ghosts was transmitted on the 1st of July 2006. And Doomsday was broadcast on the 8th of July 2006. The cast for Series 2 of Modern Doctor 2 included the 10th Doctor, who was played by David Tennant, Rose Tyler, who was played by Billie Piper, Mickey Smith, who was played by Noel Clarke, and Jack Tyler, who played Camille Dori. But it is now time for the 2005 Christmas special titled The Christmas Invasion. So here is, my review for the 2005 Doctor Who Christmas special, The Christmas Invasion. The 10th Doctor is spending most of this episode after regenerating at the end of the Series 1 finale, The Parting of the Ways. Rose, Mickey and Jackie get attacked by a spinning Christmas tree. The Christmas tree destroys Jackie's house. The Doctor uses the sonic screwdriver to destroy the Christmas tree and save Rose, Jackie and Mickey's lives. Harriet Jones, Mickey and Rose get captured by the Sycorax, who are the villains of this story. Rose pretends to be a doctor and the Sycorax laugh in her face. Harriet, Jones and Mickey are restrained from intervening during the sequence of events. TARDIS starts to translate the Sycorax's dialogue. The Doctor is now awake, having taken that due to his regeneration. Harriet Jones is now the Prime Minister. The Doctor asks Rose how he looks. Rose says different. The Doctor asks Rose if he's ginger. Rose says he's not ginger. The Sycorax asks the Doctor who he is. The Doctor says he doesn't know. The Doctor eats a blood sample Sycorax have collected. The Doctor works out Sycorax's plan. The Doctor foils the Sycorax plan as usual. The Doctor quotes the Lion King. The Doctor challenges the Sycorax leader to dual combat. The Sycorax leader chops off the Doctor's right hand. The Doctor right hand regrows due to it being very early on in his regeneration cycle. and disarms the Sycorax leader. Sycorax leader's friend, the Sycorax leader gets back up and attempts to kill the Doctor. The Doctor uses the Satsuma that was in the dressing gown that Rose and Jackie put in while he was regenerating, and makes it rebound off the button to make the Sycorax leader fall to his death. Jackie and Rose reunite. Harriet Jones commands Torchwood to fire a weapon on the Sycorax ship and make it disintegrate and explode. Doctor calls it murder even. Harriet Jones says in his defence, the Doctor says he can bring down Harriet Jones with 6 words. These 6 words are, don't you think she looks tired? The Doctor asks Rose to rejoin him on his adventures. So that is it for my review of the Doctor Who 2005 Christmas special titled The Christmas Invasion. Yes, so next up it's time for the Big Finish segment, and in this episode we are talking about the 6th entry in the War Doctor Begins range titled Enemy Mine. So the cast is Jonathan Carley, who plays the War Doctor. The War Doctor was previously played by John Hurt, who is sadly no longer with us. Agilis Adwad plays Case, and Paul McGann plays the 8th Doctor. This box set contains 3 stories. So episode 1 of Enemy Mine is titled The High Bridge Choice, which is written by Alijaz Adwad Ibrahim. And this synopsis for this episode is: the War Doctor believes Case is dead, but a true fate made worse, embracing her Dalek nature, recruited to the enemy's cause. But serving her master is not easy. The Dalek time strategists know that Case is in a self-seeking conflict and seeks a way to seal her fate forever. The second story in Enemy Mine is titled Fear Nothing, which is written by Mark Wright. The War Doctor search for Case. I think it's spelled Case, but I think it's pronounced Cass. I'm not sure. No, I think it is Case. Is diverted by Commodore Tonzan, who summons him against his will to a remote TARDIS dialogue facility at the very edge of the war. Tamsin has a dangerous proposal, but what is her true agenda? Case has been unleashed by the Daleks to eliminate a key Time Lord asset who could change the course of time. With nothing left to lose, Case has nothing left to fear. And the final story in Enemy Mine, which is episode 3, is titled Exit Strategy, written by Matt Fitton. Case is with the Daleks, but the Emperor is yet to be convinced of her effectiveness as a weapon. The Dalek time strategist will not give up and takes Case to a secret facility for readjustment. The War Doctor will not give up on Case either. He hopes she can still be rescued, but he's not the man he was, and he may not be the man to save her. So each story is about an hour long. Now, you can pre-order the CD and digital download of this for $19.99, or you could pre-order just the download for $16.99. There are also some bundle options. Now, those bundle options are you can bundle together episode 5, so the not episode 5, box set 5, which was released earlier on in the year, with box set 6 on CD for £38, or £33 for just the digital download. Yes. So that is it for my news on the Big Finish segment for this episode, which was related to the War Doctor Begins range. And the last segment of this episode is what have you got to look forward to in the next couple of episodes. So tomorrow's episode, I will be reviewing Series 2, Episode 1 of Modern Doctor Who, titled New Earth. Season 2, Episode 2, titled Tooth and Claw. There will also be some other Big Finish news. There will also be a new feature coming up. Episode 48, I'll be reviewing Series 2, Episode 3, titled School Reunion. Episode 4, titled The Girl in the Fireplace. A trailer for a Big Finish release. A new feature, which you will have to find out soon. So the plan is that every episode will have a new feature. But, obviously there's part 1 and 2. It'll probably be in the part 2. But hopefully all the episodes can be one part now. so you can view them in the entirety. You've not got to wait a day. In the next episode, I'll be reviewing the Cybermen two-parter in Season 2 of Modern Doctor Who titled Rise of the Cybermen, The Age of Steel. There will also be a Big Finish release update. There will be a new feature, like I said, and then in the episode 50 of Season 2, there will be a review for the Idiot's Lantern, The Impossible Planet, and the Satan Pit. In episode 51, I'll be doing reviews of Love and Monsters and Fear Her, and obviously episode 52, so in 7 episodes time, there'll be the weekly recap, there'll be the weekly quiz, and I'll be reviewing the Series 2 two-part finale of Modern Doctor Who titled Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. So yes, that is it this episode. So I will see that is it for the Everything Podcast Season 2 episode 46. Now I will see you for the next episode. So yes, goodbye. And that was it for the Everything Pod. I'm still working out what I'm going to do for an outro, because the Toon Saloon, Matthew, has produced a very nice intro. But yes, outro, audio-wise, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. So just try it. So that is it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 46. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 47. So in the last episode, I reviewed the Doctor Who 2005 Christmas special, titled The Christmas Invasion. I also revealed the cast and cover for the next War Doctor Begins box set from Big Finish, titled Enemy Mines. And yes, and I also told you what will be coming up in the next couple of episodes. So in today's episode, there will be a review for Season 2, Episode 1 of Modern Doctor Who titled New Earth. Season 2, Episode 2 titled To Report. We've got some Big Finish news, and we've got a new feature at the end of the episode. But yes, we're going to start off with my review of Season 2, Episode 1 of Modern Doctor Who titled New Earth. Here it is. So the Doctor and Rose are surrounded by pods. The Doctor uses Sonic to open one of these pods, and a man is inside the pod. The Doctor then opens another pod. Rose asks the Doctor which disease it is, and the Doctor replies, all of them. Rose believes every person is a patient. The Doctor corrects her, revealing they are in fact lab rats. One of the cat people fiction this episode says it's for the greater cause. The Doctor is furious at the cat people and the owls, asking how many. The same cat person explains the reasons behind this. One of the reasons the cat person gives and justifies their actions is how many healthy people are living on New Earth and are still alive due to this experiment of, as the Doctor calls them, lab rats. The Doctor saves everyone on New Earth by injecting every cure to every illness by hanging onto a rope. Rose is possessed by Cassandra, who you might remember as Cassandra was previously seen in Season 1, Episode 2, which was the end of the world. Cassandra is in Rose's body, clings on to the Doctor for dear life. The Doctor overtalks Cassandra. The Doctor squeezes every cure solution into a huge plastic beaker. The Doctor invites every infected human to attack him. The Doctor asks Rose, who is possessed by Cassandra, to keep her hands on the lever to spread the cure to other infected humans. The Doctor's plan works, and one of the humans gives the Doctor a hug. on the Doctor calls these people new humans. Yes, so that was my review for season 2, episode 1 of Modern Doctor Who, titled New Earth. It is now time for my review of season 2, episode 2 of Modern Doctor Who, titled Tooth and Claw. So in this episode, Rose is chained up, meters away from a cage which is enclosing a man. Rose suggests the idea of looking away from the man and pulling the chains. The Doctor turns out to be able to transform into a werewolf. The Doctor runs down a corridor looking for Rose. Rose and the other prisoners are able to snap the chains and set themselves free. The Doctor calls the werewolf beautiful. The werewolf escapes the cage and throws a section of the cage at the Doctor, who manages to narrowly avoid it. Queen Victoria reveals she has survived 6 assassination attempts and pulls out a gun. The Doctor runs towards the werewolf, again handwriting. The Doctor asks Queen Victoria for the diamond. Queen Victoria agrees. Doctor and Rose, using the diamond, activate the light chamber, which neutralises the werewolf, and the man inside the werewolf has to be set free. The Doctor accepts this request. So yes, that's it for the Doctor Who reviews in this episode. So that was season 2 episode 1, titled New Earth, and season 2 episode 2, titled Tooth and Claw. We are keeping on the Doctor Who theme just for a moment, and that is with the next cast and cover reveal for the next episode in the Once and Future series, that big range series, the Big Finish are doing, which celebrates the 60th anniversary. So in this episode it stars, I should say that this episode is titled Time Lord in Memorial and is written by Lisa McMullen. So Christopher Eccleston plays the 9th Doctor, David Warner plays the alternate universe Doctor, or the Unbound Doctor, Gina McGee plays the Lumiat, who you may have previously seen in the Missy box set, Robert Powell plays Time Lord in Memorial, and Nicola Walker plays Liv Jenkin, who I believe was a co-lead in the Robot Rage from Big Finish, and is also a companion to the 8th Doctor. So you can pre-order this release. It releases in October. You can pre-order the CD and the digital download for $10.99, or if you just want the download, you can pre-order that for $8.99. There is also a bundle, and the 2 bundles are Once and Future. So if you just want the CDs, it's £72, and if you want the just the downloads, it is £60. But yeah, it is now time for a new feature, which is titled Inspirational Quote. Now in this feature, so it's going to be like so quiz will be the weekly recap episodes, then it will follow with what's coming that week, then it will be inspirational quote. Now for the inspirational quote section, I will be reading a section of a Doctor Who book, which is titled The Daily Doctor 365 1/4, Universal Meditations on Life and How to Live It, which is written by Salman Greer and Peter Angerhelders. Now, I could do this on the day that this episode is meant to be released, but let's say there's some technical difficulties, it would make it right. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to, because it's a page by day, I'm going to read the page for when I'm recording this, which is on Saturday the 2nd of September. So, 2nd of September, the title for today's, when I'm recording this, is called Fake News. So, there's a section from an episode. So, the Doctor says, the monks must have some kind of a machine that creates and broadcasts the myths of their history, the one that are powered by, carried by, fed by your brainwaves. And that is a section of dialogue from The Lie of the Land by Tony Whitehouse from 2017, which is part of Series 10. The monks shepherded humanity through our formative years, instrumental in all our advances over culture and technology. The Mona Lisa, the electric light bulb, the moon landing, the defeat of the Daleks, the Cybermen, the weak angels. They've been with us since the very beginning. 2 species, 7 histories happening as we show require. Don't believe me, then you're in contravention of the Memory Crimes Act of 1975, exception not. The monks arrived only months ago and controlled humanity by broadcasting a false history to a subjugated population, enabled by a psychic link established through Bill Potts. who is the Series 10 companion to the 12th Doctor, played by Peter Capaldi. Fake news and conspiracy theories propagate when people and organisations are selective or untruthful about important matters. Social media makes it easy to share and boost it, especially when it conveniently seems to support your own beliefs, our own beliefs and prejudices. It's good to have an open mind, but not so wide open that your brain falls out. So yes, that is this week's inspirational quote. And that's actually it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 47. So in the next episode, I'll be reviewing Series 2, Episode 3 of Modern Doctor 2, titled School Reunion, and Series 2, Episode 4, titled The Girl in the Fireplace. We have got a big finish trailer, and we've, guess what, got another feature. So I will see you then. That is it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 47.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 48. So in this episode, I'm going to be reviewing Series 2, Episode 3 of Modern Doctor 2, titled School Reunion, Episode 4, titled The Girl in the Fireplace. I'll have a big finish trailer, and we've got a new feature at the end of the episode. Just a reminder that in the last episode, I reviewed Series 2, Episode 1, New Earth, Episode 2, Tooth and Claw, some news about Once and Future Part 6, titled Time Lord in Memorial, which stars Christopher Eccleston as the Night Doctor, among other characters. Go and check the last episode out, as well as the debut of a new feature titled Inspirational Quote. Now, I got that inspirational quote from a book which I read, I told you the name of in the last episode, so I got mine on Amazon, so that's probably the best way to find it. I think if you go on any of the Doctor Who social media channels, they'll have some links to where you can purchase the book there. But yes, it is time for my review of Modern Doctor Who, Series 2, Episode 3, titled The School Reunion. Oh, I said that wrong. It's actually titled School Reunion, not The School Reunion. So here is my review of Modern Doctor Who, Series 2, Episode 3, School Reunion. This episode features Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith, who is a companion of the Doctor in the classic series, which you can check out if you're in the UK on ITVX. I think you can also find it on Amazon Prime. I'm not entirely sure about that. Sarah Jane finds the TARDIS hidden away in a cupboard. The Doctor and Sarah Jane reunite. Sarah Jane realises the 10th Doctor is actually the Doctor that she knew. Sarah Jane is gobsmacked to see the Doctor again because she believed that the Doctor was dead. After the events of the Time War, Rose and Sarah Jane meet for the first time. The Doctor, Rose and Sarah Jane encounter Mickey, who screamed like a kid, a small child, because Mickey was attacked by hundreds of packaged rats falling on top of him. Sarah Jane questions Rose's age, and Rose does exactly the same with Sarah Jane. Obviously, all the way around, Sarah Jane does it with how young Rose is, and Rose does it with how much older than her Sarah Jane is. Rose tells Sarah Jane the Doctor has never mentioned her name to her. The Doctor feels caught out, and Rose persists with this. The Doctor reveals the villain's plan, which is to solve an equation which gives the villain, who is Mr. Finch, control over time, space and matter, which the Doctor mentions is the building blocks of the universe. Mr. Finch and the Doctor come face to face. Mr. Finch asks the Doctor to join him. The Doctor considers the offer, which Sarah Jane tries to make him see the right thing, the thing that needs to be done. The Doctor uses the chair, smashes a projector screen. So that was my review for Model Dot 2 Series 2 Episode 3, titled School Reunion. Here is my review for Model Dot 2 Series 2 Episode 4, titled The Girl in the Fireplace. During this story, the Doctor visits a girl during several phases of her life. During one of these encounters, the Doctor is stunned and speechless at how much time has passed, as he is a time traveller, since his last visit. The Doctor is not. The Doctor realises who the girl really is. The villains villains of this story are armed robots who wear masks. The Doctor, Mickey and Rose attempt to save the day. The girl is kidnapped by the mask-wearing armed robots. The girl rejects to being kidnapped, of course she would. The girl reveals she's not afraid or scared of these people or villains, and the Doctor saves the day through riding a horse through glass. The Doctor is happy with himself for achieving this feat. So before I move on to the next section of the episode, I just thought it might be worth going in, because obviously we're doing this big massive Doctor Who review-a-thon in preparation of the 60th anniversary specials, which stars David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, Catherine Tate as Donna Noble, Yasmin Finney as the recently revealed Rose Noble, and a bunch from Series 4. We also have Neil Patrick Harris featured in these specials in November. That's all we know. We don't have an exact date. But yes, so that's the reason why we're doing the read-through. The reason how I got into Doctor Who in the first place, I think, is important. Now, you may know, if you've checked episode 1, where I talked about losing my father. But so that's actually kind of how it started. So, so when Doctor Who came back in March 2005, I would have been just over 1 year old. So obviously, even if I did watch it, I don't remember watching it. So I didn't watch it. It was probably on, and I don't know if anybody asked me if I would watch it. And it got to the New Year's Special 2021, which is titled Revolution of the Daleks, so which I'll be reviewing in a couple of weeks' time. And I just thought I'd watch it because it was an hour episode. And it had John Barrowman in, who I recognised from other shows. Oh yes, the DC show Arrow. So I watched that. So I thought, okay, I know John Barrowman, I'll watch this. And I really enjoyed it. And then, as you will know, my dad sadly passed away in November. So we watched the first 2 episodes of Series 13, which was Flux, which was the Halloween Apocalypse, and War of the Sontarans. And those 2 episodes, so I kept watching it, and obviously for a while I was in a really sad and not very pleasant place that I do not wish on anyone. So I thought, okay, I need to try and make myself feel better. So what I did is I went, okay, how can I remember my father in a way that isn't, because I wasn't ready to do like a big gesture or plant a tree or whatever. So I thought, I know, because he mentioned to me that he really liked Doctor Who. So I went, okay, I'll start from the beginning. So I did that. All the way, I don't know exactly when I finished it, because I was watching it, obviously during while Flux was on. So I was kind of confused because I was jumping between like what Series 1 with Christopher Eccleston and Jodie Whittaker's final series. So that's how I got into Doctor Who, and then I've done another rewatch for the 60th anniversary specials, which released in November, because obviously the last episode will be, by the time we reach November, over a year ago. So But the next section of this episode is Doctor Who related, and it is the trailer for the next 8th Doctor Adventures box set, titled Audacity. Here is the trailer for the 8th Doctor Adventures Audacity. Enjoy.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, the 8th Doctor Adventures Audacity.
Lady Audacity Montague.
And I'm the Doctor.
There is a comet crossing the sky tonight. I am away to my telescope. A shooting star that creeps across the sky. It is most curious.
Did nobody ever tell you to be careful what you wish for? The Devouring. They're called The Devouring.
Shall consume you.
Doctor, this starship, does it take you through the darkness?
In so many ways.
Ladies, gentle beings, we're delighted to welcome you to the Aurum,
A golden domain.
Quite literally.
our viceroy of victory, Oberon Fix.
Audacity, we have to leave. Now.
They're locking us down!
Humanity and their allies are facing the greatest threat to their existence.
All Aurum security measures are being deactivated.
A near unstoppable enemy that not only courses through the galaxy but converts it, corrupts it.
The Doctor.
Grab some glitter guns, glitter bombs, anything you can carry.
You're Vogan. The guards are Vogan, but none of the guests at that gathering were.
Fated, foretold, this weapon ends the war.
The Cybermen never give up.
It's a Cybermat. Off the flight deck, both of you. Both of you!
You will let us in.
Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin.
You were right, Vril. It is the silence that gets you.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
So that was the trailer for the next 8th Doctor Adventures box set titled Audacity, which releases in November, I believe. Yes, November. So it stars, as we know, Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor, Jay Griffiths as Lady Audacity, Montague Karen Archer, who plays Vril, Nicholas Briggs, who plays the Cybermen, Keith Drinkle, who plays Oberon Fix, Trudy Goodwin, who plays Golter, James McCallum, who plays Nalvin, Joseph Milson, who plays Ictinus Montague, I assume some relation to Jade Griffith's character of Lady Audacity Montague. Richard Reed plays an assortment of characters, including Boggery, Carmichael and Devouring. Emily Woodward plays Clementine Inglewood and Dolly, and Deanna Bikini plays Dollar Tide. So yes, this story contains, this box set even contains 3 stories. So the first story in Audacity is titled The Devouring by Lisa McMullen, which is a 1-part episode story. So Lady Audacity Montague, strong-minded and unconventional, has been gazing at the stars, but unfortunately for her and everybody she knows, they've been staring back. She's made inverted intergalactic arrowhead contact with a malevolent known as the Devouring. Now it wants to consume her, but Audacity is already consumed with rage. The second story is titled The Great Cybermen Part 1, which is written by Tim Foley, and it is a 2-part story. The Great Cyber War. Humanity and her allies visit the horror of the Cybermen. There's no place to Doctor to take his new best friend. From the Aurum, the war seems far away. There are parties and quick hits, and all the gold and vulgar, and not a Cybermen to be seen. The last story, third and final story in this box set is titled, you can guess it, The Great Cyber War Part 2 by Tim Foley, which is I assume it takes place straight after The Great Cyber War Part 1. It is also written by Tim Foley and is also a 2-part story. Cyber War has come to the Aurum. The best hope of survival lies with the great Oberon Fix, the finest scientific mind of his generation, working to protect humanity. The Doctor is worried that his own presence will affect history's outcome. After Audacity, life with the Doctor will never be the same again. So yeah, as I said, that releases in November 2023. You can pre-order the CD for $19.99, or you can just pre-order the download for $16.99. There are some bundles, so they are the Classic Doctors bundle for 2023, which contains 12 releases on CD, is £228. The same bundle, containing 12 releases, just a digital download, is £198. 14 release Classic Doctors bundle on CD is £274. The same 14 release just on download is £237. The 8th Doctor bundle CD is £38, and the same bundle just for download is $33. Now it's time for this episode's feature, which is a book extract. So yeah, I've got a Doctor Who book that I'm going to read a page from. It is titled Doctor Who, Ghosts of India, and it is written by Mark Morris and features the 10th Doctor, who's played by David Tennant, and Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate. Yes, I got this book on Amazon, like I did for the motivational, inspirational, whatever it's going to be called, quote that I read out yesterday. So using a wheel, I've put all the page numbers, so it goes from page 1 to 248. So let's see which page I'm reading on this episode of the podcast. I'm going to be reading page 214. So here is page 214 from Doctor Who, Ghosts of India, written by Mark Morris, featuring David Tennant. Well, no, it features the 10th Doctor, not because it's a book, it's not a book, 214. So yes, here is page 214 from Doctor Who, Ghosts of India. Stand clear of the doors, he bellowed. Here we go. Cameron was aware of a sickening sideways lurch as the room dissolved around him. There was her horrible sensation of his surroundings rushing by at such speed it was impossible to focus upon a single detail. His stomach rumbling with nausea, he closed his eyes and clung tightly to Ramjet's hand and dreaded to think what would happen if he let go. We're here, the Doctor's voice pops to build up a pressure in his ears. Cameron couldn't believe how cheerful the Doctor sounded. He opened his eyes to find himself standing on a rocky slope leading up to a craggy range of hills. The sky above was deepening towards dusk, but it was not yet too dark for Cameron to make out the cave openings that pushed the forbidding mass of bare and jagged rock above them. Some of the openings were taller than a man, whereas others might have proved a tight squeeze for a rabbit, or even a snake. Beyond each of the cave openings, Cameron could see nothing but blackness. That was rough, Donna said. She was leaning forward. Anthony, don't know about you lot, but I think I'm gonna hurl. Deep breath, the Doctor said. He held it up to solid and frown. Though, on the other side. Oh, though, on the other hand, even. Yes, so that was page 214 from Doctor Who, Ghosts of India, written by Mark Morris, now available. Yes, so I got it via Amazon, as I said, like the book that I read out yesterday. But yes, so into the next episode, episode 49, I'll be reviewing the Season 2 Cybermen 2-parter, titled Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel, Season 2, Episode 5 and 6. There will be another Big Finish related segment. There will be, guess what? A new feature, so I will see you for the next episode. But that is it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 48. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 49. So in this episode, I will be covering the modern Doctor Who Series 2 Cybermen 2-parter, Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel, as well as we've got some more Big Finish news, and we've got a new feature to finish off today's. So if you want to catch last episode, which is where I covered Season 2, Episode 3, School Reunion, and Season 2, Episode 4, The Girl in the Fireplace, Modern Doctor 2, as well as showed you the latest release in the 8th Doctor Adventures range, titled Audacity Trailer, and I did a new feature called The Book Extract. So go and check that out. But yeah, we're going to start off with the review for Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel, the Modern Dot 2, Season 2, Episode 5 and 6, two-parter. So this story contains the return of Pete Tyler, last seen in Series 1, Episode 8, Father's Day. This story takes place on a parallel Earth. The TARDIS lands in London. The villains of the story kidnap homeless people to be upgraded into Cybermen. Pete and Rose go undercover into where these homeless people are being relocated after being kidnapped to find out the plan of the Cybermen. In this parallel world, Rose is a dog. The Doctor sniggers at this when he finds it out. The Doctor also bursts out laughing. The Doctor and Mickey confront each other about Rose. This Earth's Jackie is converted into a Cyberman. Rose and Pete are kidnapped by the Cybermen. Mickey on this parallel world is actually Ricky. The President of Great Britain is assassinated during the story. Just to let you know, there is no President of Great Britain in real life. Mickey's parallel world itself is killed when trying to escape from the Cybermen. The Doctor realises the emotional inhibitor of the Cybermen's armour is their weakness. The Doctor calls all the Cybermen using a verification code on a phone. When both Mickey and Rose run away from the Doctor in opposite directions, the Doctor chooses to go after Rose. On this parallel world, there is a 10 PM curfew. Mickey's gran is also alive in this world. He goes on to slap Mickey several times. Obviously, these slaps are actually meant for Ricky. Mickey tells his parallel world self's gran that he's useless. Ricky is London Most Wanted. Guess what for? Parking tickets. Mickey decides to stay on the parallel world, and Rose says goodbye to Mickey. Here are some clips from Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel. That is it for my review of Season 2, Episode 5, Rise of the Cybermen, and Series 2, Episode 6, The Age of Steel from Modern Doctor Who. Next up is a Big Finish segment, and it's about the latest Paternoster Gang release. The Paternoster Gang are featured in many Modern Doctor Who stories, which cover Deep Breath, The Night of the Doctor, The Crimson Horror, I believe. I think there's a couple of others as well. But yes, this releases in October 2023. So the cast for this story includes Neve McIntosh as Madame Vastra, Catherine Stewart as Jenny Flint, Dan Starkey as Strax primarily, and he also plays Vaxel Vinian Corgan. Paul McGann plays the 8th Doctor, Lisa Bauman plays Ellie Higson, and Finlay Robertson plays Ambrose and Inspector Cotton. There is 3 stories in this box set. This box set is called Rose Gallery. So yes, there is a series 1 kind of thing, which was released from June 2019 to October 2020, and yes, those were heritage box sets. And in this story, which is another series, goes obviously Rose Gallery releases October 2023 and goes all the way until May 2025. So yeah, pretty much a year and a half really. So this box set features the 8th Doctor, who has, as talked about on the last episode, has a new box set coming up in November, and he is featured in the next War Doctor Begins box set titled Enemy Minds, which releases in December. So as I said, there's 3 stories in this box set. The first story is titled The Ghost and the Potato Man, which is written by Barnaby Kay. When a criminal gang pulls off a series of impossible heists, Inspector Cotton calls upon the talents of the great detective to crack the case. Tipped off by Ellie Hitchison, Paternoster uncover a link to a baffling news correct. While Jenny and Vastra chase down leads in London's dangerous underworld, Strax finds a career on the stage is beckoning. The second story, titled Symmetry of Death, which is written by Don Starkey, who plays Strax. Cases are mounting for the Paternoster. 3 mysteries call for immediate attention: a murder, a locked room conundrum, and some acts of random vandalism. Is there a connection? As Jenny goes undercover and Strax stacks up the suspects, Vastra finds an echo of twisted past which could be the key solution. The third and final story in this box set is titled Till Death. Oh, I forgot to mention the second story, Simmons. No, I did, because I did mention about Strax. Final story in this box set is titled Till Death Us Do Part by Lisa McMullen. Jenny has decided she wants a real wedding with Vastra before the friends and family. But the viewing address leads to misunderstanding, confusion to become even more serious. The owner of the dress claims to have been jilted years before by a man both familiar and unfamiliar, the Doctor. As tempers flare, aliens force are at work, and what's more, there could be a trespasser and Paternoster race. Just a reminder that the 3 stories in this box set is The Ghost and the Potato Man by Bernardo Bouquet, Symmetry of Death by Dan Starkey, Till Death Us Do Part by Lisa McMullen. So that's it for this episode's Big Finish segment. Now it's time for this episode's feature, which is a brand new feature titled 3 in 30, where I'm going to give you 3 teasers for what's to come in the coming episodes, and they'll last about between 30 seconds and a minute long. So it is time for this week's 3 in or 30, or this episode's. So yes, we've got a new feature called
Redacted.
We have another feature called
Redacted.
There is some more Doctor Who reviews. And yes, that's it. So those 3 teasers are, we've got 2 brand new features, which the names of which have been redacted. So we don't know what they are yet. And yes, we've got some more Doctor Who reviews. So that is this week's, and this certainly for this episode's 3 in 30. So on tomorrow's episode, we will have another brand new feature. There will be a new. There'll be 3 Doctor Who reviews for The Idiot's Lantern, Series 2, Episode 7, Series 2, Episode 8, The Impossible Planet, and Series 2, Episode 9, The Satyr Pit, and that will be Series 2, Episode 50. So that's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 49. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 50. So in the last episode, I reviewed the Modern Doctor Who Series 2 Cybermen 2-parter, Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel, which were Series 2, Episode 5 and Series 2, Episode 6. I also showed you the cover for the next instalment of Big Finish's Paternoster Gang range titled Rose Gallery, and introduced a new feature called 3 in 30. But in this episode there will be a trilogy of modern Doctor Who reviews with The Idiot's Lantern, The Impossible Planet and The Satan Pit, as well as a new feature at the end of the episode. We're going to start off with the review for Series 2, Episode 7 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Idiot's Lantern. So in this episode, the Doctor licks a video recorder, the Doctor finds lots of unbodied faces on TV screens, which includes Rose. The Doctor and the Wire come face to face. This story takes place at Queen Elizabeth II's coronation in 1952. The Doctor outwits the Wire using his sonic. The Doctor travels up an electrical mast. The Doctor is chasing Mr. Magpie, who is doing the Wire's dirty work for them. The electrical mast is used by the Wire to receive the energy from every human watching the coronation. The Doctor is electrocuted, Mr. Magpie is killed. The Doctor is electrocuted for a second time, and the Wire is defeated. So here are some clips from Series 2, Episode 7 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Idiot's Lantern. It is now time for my review of Series 2, Episode 8 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Impossible Planet. So in this episode, a supporting character whose name is Toby has been possessed and is inviting another crew member to join him, and breaks the glass to get said crew member sucked into space, and therefore immediately dies. Toby has been depossessed. The Doctor and the rest of the crew uncover that the crew member is dead. Toby is repossessed. Can't read my own handwriting again. The Doctor is in a spacesuit. The Ood are featured in this story. Toby collapses. The Beast talks to the Ood. One of the crew members is killed by the Ood. The surface that the Doctor is standing on is falling apart, and the Ood corner a crew member and Rose. Here are a few clips from Series 2, Episode 8 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Impossible Planet. Now it's time for my review of Series 2, Episode 9 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Satan Pit. So the Doctor talks to the Beast through the Ood. The Ood repeatedly repeats in unison before time the phrase. Toby confesses to the crew members that he was possessed by the Beast. The Doctor delivers a motivational speech. The rope has snapped, connecting the Doctor to Rose and the crew members. The Doctor realises he might have to sacrifice Rose to do the right thing and save all the crew members. Toby asks Rose to shut up. The Doctor mimics the Beast. The Doctor confesses to the Beast that he believes in Rose. Toby is now repossessed. Rose shoots at the window and undoes Toby's seatbelt to kill the Beast. The transport ship is accelerating towards Black Hole. The Doctor faints and becomes unconscious. Here is a few clips from Series 2, Episode 9 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Satan Pit. So that's it for all my Modern Doctor Who reviews for this episode. So I reviewed Series 2, Episode 7, The Idiot's Lantern, Series 2, Episode 8, The Impossible Planet, and Series 2, Episode 9, The Satan Pit. It is now time for a brand new weekly feature called Find the. So, yes, this is a game, it's interactive-ish. Because obviously for the videos, I record it before you see it. So, yeah. So, what are the rules of Find the, you might ask? So there will be a weekly theme. There are 5, there's 5 items, you get 5 guesses per week. That will become clear in a second. There is 5 items to guess, which are different sizes. When all your items have been guessed, please comment on any video. Hashtag finds the out If any of my guesses are correct, comment hashtag find the hit or miss, whichever which applicable, and which coordinate. Yes, I will comment guesses in this video. No, you comment guesses in this video or in any video. My guesses will be announced in the final segment, which is obviously this segment. So yes, what it is because you might see, so it's kind of like battleships-ish. So yes, so you need 1 to 10 along one side and A to G along the other side. And this week's theme is Doctor Who Series 2, because that's what we'll be reviewing this week. So yes, so 5 items to guess. But so yes, the 10th Doctor. So your first item is the 10th Doctor, and he is 2 squares long and 1 square wide. So you're going to need 2 squares for the 10th Doctor. Rose Tyler is also 2 squares long and 1 square wide. So you need another 2 squares for Rose Tyler. Then you've got the Cybermen, which are 2 squares long and 2 squares wide. So you need 4 squares for the Cybermen. The Daleks are 3 squares long and 3 squares wide. So you are going to need 9 squares for the Daleks. And the final item for this week's finder is 1 square long and 3 squares wide, which means you need 3 squares for K9. So yes, my guesses are C4, E9, G6, the 8, F1. So they're my 5 guesses. You have every viewer, subscriber, anyone who watches this, you have 5 guesses per week. So obviously the board will reset and it'll be a different theme for the final segment next week. That makes sense. Yeah, so remember that if I have hit any of your squares with K9, Cyberman, 10th Doctor, Rose Tyler or Dalek on them, please tell me hashtag hit or hashtag miss. If it is hashtag hit, please tell me which item I've hit and the coordinate that it was. So yeah, so let's see what happens in there. So that's actually it for the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 50. So in the next episode, I will be reviewing Modern Doctor 2 Series 2 Episode 10, Love and Monsters, and Series 2 Episode 11, Fear Her. And it will also be the final unveiling of a weekly feature. So I will see you tomorrow. But that is it for the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 50. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast Season 2, Episode 51. So in the last episode, I reviewed Modern Doctor 2 Series 2 Episode 7, The Idiot's Lantern, Series 2 Episode 8, The Impossible Planet, and Series 2 Episode 9, The Satan Pit. And I also revealed a new weekly feature called Find The. And in today's episode, I will be reviewing Series 2 Episode 10, Love and Monsters, Series 2 Episode 11, Fear Her, as well as the final weekly feature being unveiled at the end of the episode. Without further ado, let's get on to my review of Series 2, Episode 10 of Modern Doctor Who, titled Love and Monsters. So Victor Kennedy is the villain of the story, who is played by Peter Kay. The main portion of the story doesn't actually feature the Doctor and Rose. Alton recounts his encounter with the Doctor when he was a child to his friends and Victor. Victor kills each member of the team one by one, leaving only Alton. Alton is being chased by Victor Kennedy in his true form, the Absorbaloff. The TARDIS materialises just as Victor is going to kill Alton. Rose has a bone to pick with Alton for upsetting her mum, Jackie, played by Camille Coduri. The Doctor challenges Victor to kill Alton like he threatens to if the Doctor doesn't surrender the TARDIS. The other members of Alton's team wait for Victor to drop his cane for Alton to snap, which contained all of Victor's power. Victor dissolves. Rose gives Alton a big hug. Here is a few clips from Series 2, Episode 10 of Modern Doctor Who, Love and Monsters. So, yes, that was it for my review of Series 2, Episode 10 of Modern Doctor Who, Love and Monsters. Now it's time for my Series 2, Episode 11 review, titled Fear Her. The Doctor and Rose find an empty cardboard box containing iron residue. In this story, a girl's drawings become a reality and intervene with real life. Rose opens a garage door and is tempted by the squiggle which is being drawn by the girl. The Doctor immobilises the squiggle using sonic. The Doctor and Rose hug. The Doctor puts the squiggle in his pocket. The squiggle is revealed to be graphite, which is the same material in pencils, by the TARDIS. The Doctor runs with the Olympic flame after his predecessor collapses. Rose offers the Doctor a cake. The Doctor accepts and then consumes it. This story takes place at the London Olympic Games 2012. Here is a few clips from Series 2, Episode 11, Fear Her. Yes, so that's it for my Modern Doctor Who reviews in this episode. So I reviewed Series 2 Episodes 10, Love and Monsters, and Series 2 Episode 11, Fear Her. But now it's time for the unveiling of the final weekly feature of the Everything podcast, and that is a feature called This Week's Challenge. And this week's challenge is where I challenge you, and I'm going to participate in the challenge and attempt it at least as well. And that this week's challenge is to draw as many triangles as you can on a piece of paper. Let's see if you can beat me. So I will be back to tell you my score of how many triangles I can draw on a piece of paper. Yeah, so I have just participated in this week's challenge, which I set earlier on in the episode, which was to draw as many triangles on a piece of paper as possible, and I have achieved 110 triangles. So think you can beat me, or just want to have a go? Have a go and comment how many triangles you can draw on a sheet of paper in the comments below. And that's actually it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 51. So, yes, in next episode, even not tomorrow, because I don't know if it is going to be tomorrow's episode, there will be your weekly recap, there will be the weekly quiz. We have got the reviews for Modern Doctor Who's 2-part Series 2 finale, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, as well as a surprise review, all will be revealed in the next episode. So that's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 51.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 52. So in the last episode, I reviewed Series 2, Episodes 10 of Modern Doctor Who, Fear Her, and Series 2, Love and Monsters, and Series 2, Episode 11, Fear Her. And I also revealed and unveiled even the final weekly segment or feature even of the podcast in its current form, which was this week's challenge. So in this episode I'll be starting off with a surprise review, so we'll get back to that in a second. I'll be reviewing the 2-part Series 2 finale, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, as well as we will have your weekly recap and a weekly quiz to round off the episode. So we're going to start off with that surprise review. So if you've looked at episodes 41 and 42 and 43, you will see that all of Series 1 of Modern Doctor Who has been reviewed, apart from one episode. And that episode is Series 1, Episode 8, Father's Day. So what I'm going to do, because I didn't realise that, I'd prepared or written all my notes for it, but I hadn't actually reviewed it, so that kind of was getting to the point. So here is my review for Series 1, Episode 8 of Modern Doctor Who, titled Father's Day. So Rose saves her father's life. Rose from present day and still a baby Rose are not meant to touch, and they do, which leads to paradox and the villain for this episode, the Reapers. Reapers eats the Doctor and the TARDIS and takes the Reaper with it, leaving only a TARDIS key on the floor, which Rose picks up. Pete hugs Rose. Rose asks the Doctor to take her to see her parents' wedding, and someday her dad died. Time goes wrong when Rose saves her father's life. Rose sits with her father while he dies in his last few moments. Rose and the Doctor have arguments on Rose's actions. Rose apologises to the Doctor, creating paradox. Pete and Jackie have a public argument. Pete realises that Rose is her daughter growing up. Here are a few clips from Series 1, Episode 8 of Modern Doctor Who, titled Father's Day. So now we're back on track. So now all of Modern Doctor Who Series 1 has been reviewed, and all of Season 2 will have been at the end of the episode, because now it's time for me to review the 2-part Series 2 finale, titled Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Here is my review. This story takes place in present day 2006, while the Doctor and Rose have been travelling through time and space. Planet Earth have been visited by ghosts. These ghosts turn out to be Cybermen. There is also a void ship, which is slammed shut, and unpenetrable, which, when unlocked, reveals to be containing 4 Daleks. The Daleks and the Cybermen have a war with humans, being innocent bystanders destroyed as collateral damage. Jackie kisses the Doctor and is locked inside the TARDIS. Inside the TARDIS, due to the TARDIS materialising around her. Jackie also has to impersonate Rose. Jackie believes her ghost visitor is her dad. The Doctor pretends that Jackie is Rose. He also comments on her age and suggests she's deluded. This story is the formal introduction of Torchwood. Pete Tyler returns in the story, who was last seen in Series 2, Episode 6, The Age of Steel. The same applies for Mickey Smith. The Cybermen the Cybermen who took part in the parallel world, who were featured in The Rise of the Cybermen and The Age of Steel, are the Cybermen that appear on modern day present Earth. The Doctors and the Cybermen meet via comms link before coming to face. The war is between 5 million Cybermen and 4 Daleks. Even though the odds are immensely stacked against the Daleks obliterate Cybermen before opening the ship, which reveals to include hundreds more Daleks, with the plan of total extermination of the human race, which is usual for the Daleks. Which you will know if you have watched my review for Series 1 Episode 6 Dalek, or Series 1 Episode 12 Bad Wolf, and Series 1 Episode 13 The Parting of the Ways. The Doctor antagonises the Daleks. The Doctor and Rose open the void, which is empty space where the Daleks get sucked into and the Cybermen retreat. Jackie escapes from Cybermen. Rose gets sucked into the void before being saved by Pete and is never allowed to see the Doctor, as neither Doctor and Rose can visit each other's worlds due to the connection of between Pete's world, which Mickey, Pete, Jackie and Rose now live. Yes, so as I said, Mickey, Jackie, Pete and Rose now live together on this parallel world. So yes, that is it for my review, but here are a few clips from the two-part Series 2 finale of Modern Doctor Who, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Here they are. It is now time for the weekly recap. So this week I have covered, Modern Doctor Who wise, I have covered the 2005 Christmas special, The Christmas Invasion, which was the introduction of the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant. Also in that episode, I covered the War Doctor Enemy Mine cover reveal, which stars Jonathan Carley as the War Doctor, previously played by John Hurt. But as I mentioned in that video, John Hurt is no longer with us, and Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. I also explained what will be coming up this week. Then in the next episode, I reviewed Series 2 Episode 1, titled New Earth, and Series 2 Episode 2, titled Tooth and Claw. I also revealed the cast and cover for the next instalment in Big Finish's Doctor Who 60th anniversary event, Once and Future, titled Time Lord Immemorial, as well as revealing the new feature called Inspirational Quote. Then in the next episode, I reviewed the next two episodes, so Series 2 Episode 3, School Reunion, which in that episode reintroduced Sarah Jane Smith, played by Elizabeth Sladen, as well as K9, who is played, or the voice is played even by John Leeson. I also reviewed Series 2 Episode 4, The Girl in the Fireplace. There was a trailer for the next 8th Doctor Adventures box set from Big Finish titled Audacity, and there was a book extract from a Doctor Who book. In the next episode, I reviewed the Cybermen Series 2 two-parter titled Rise of the Cybermen and The Age of Steel, which were episodes 5 and 6 respectively. Also revealed the cover for the Paternoster Gang Series 2 opening box set Rose Gallery, which features Madame Vastra, played by Neve McIntosh, Katrin Stewart, who plays Jenny Flint, Dan Starkey, who plays Strax, and also features, guess what, Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. And I also revealed a new feature called 3 and 30 with 3 teasers for what was to come later on in the week. In the next episode, I reviewed Series 2 Episode 7, The Idiot's Lantern, Series 2 Episode 8, The Impossible Planet, and Series 2 Episode 9, The Satan Pit, as well as revealed a new feature called Find Them. We've got to find 5 items connected to the 2 Doctor Who Series 2. Then in the last episode, I reviewed the Series 2 Episode 10, titled Of the Monster, Series 2 Episode 11, titled Fear, and the last weekly feature of the Everything podcast, titled This Week's Challenge, where I challenge you to draw as many triangles as you can on a piece of paper and to beat my score of 110. And then this episode, obviously I reviewed Father's Day, because that was the only review missing from Modern Doctor Who Series 1, and the Series 2 finale, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, as well as a weekly recap. And coming up next is the Everything Podcast's weekly quiz. Yes, so as I just said, it is now time for this week's The Everything Podcast's weekly quiz. So, there's 6 episodes-ish. There's 12 questions about all of this week's episodes. So, question number 1 is, who plays the 10th Doctor in Doctor Who? Question 2 is, who are the 2 actors to have portrayed the War Doctor in Doctor Who? Question 3 is, which 2 Doctors will feature in the Once and Future instalment titled Time Lord Immemorial from Big Finish? Question 4 is, which returning character from Series 1 of Modern Doctor Who returns in the Series 2 opener, Episode 1, which is titled New Earth. Question number 5 is which former companion of the Doctor returns in Series 2, Episode 3, titled School Reunion. Question 6 is which actor portrays the 8th Doctor. Question 7 is which villain from Doctor Who's past returns for the first time in modern Doctor Who's Series 2, Episode 5. Next up is question 8, which is what was the name of the new feature which I unveiled in Series 2, Episode 49. Question 9 is what is the title of the modern Doctor Who episode, Series 2, Episode 9. Question 10 is name one of the items I asked you to find in the inaugural edition of Find the. Question 11 and the penultimate question for this week's weekly quiz is what was the name of the final weekly feature to be unveiled? Final question, question 12 is which episode of Modern Doctor 2 Series 1 did I forget to review until today's episode? Now it's time for this week's weekly quiz answers. So question 1, I asked you, who plays the 10th Doctor in Doctor 2? The 10th Doctor, and soon to be 14th Doctor, is played by David Tennant. Question 2, who are the 2 actors to have portrayed the War Doctor in Doctor Who? Jonathan Carley in Big Finish, as well as John Hurt, who played the War Doctor, was actually introduced in the 50th anniversary episode titled The Day Doctor, which we'll be reviewing shortly in the coming weeks. As well as reprising the role in Big Finish from 2015 to 2017. I think he recorded 4 box sets. It's about 12 stories. Question number 3, I asked you which 2 Doctors feature in the Watson Future instalment titled Time Lord in Memorial, but it is of course the 9th Doctor, played by Christopher Eccleston, and the Unbound Doctor, who was played by David Warner, and similar to John Hurt, David Warner is no longer with us, unfortunately. Question 4 is which returning character from Series 1 of Modern Doctor Who returns in Series 2, Episode 1, titled New Earth. Question 5 was which former companion of the Doctor returns in Series 2, Episode 3, School Reunion, and that, of course, is Sarah Jane Smith, who was portrayed by Elizabeth Sladen, who is sadly no longer with us. I would also accept K9, because he was also a former companion of the Doctor, and does return in the same episode, who the voice is portrayed by John Leeson. Question number 6, which I asked, was which actor portrays the 8th Doctor, and the 8th Doctor is portrayed by Paul McGann. Question 7 was which villain from Doctor Who's past returns for the first time in Modern Doctor Who Series 2, Episode 5, and that is of course Cybermen, because if I told you the full title, which is Rise and Cybermen, that would give the answer away. Question number 8 was what was the name of the new features I unveiled in Series 2? The name of the new feature, there's only one, I unveiled in Series 2, Episode 49, and that was of course 3 in 30. Question number 9, I asked you what is the title of Modern Doctor Who Series 2, Episode 9, and Series 2, Episode 9 of Modern Doctor Who is titled The Satan Pit. For question number 10, I asked you to name one of the items I asked you to find in the inaugural edition of Find That, and I will accept 10th Doctor, Rose Tyler, K9, Cybermen, and Daleks. Just let you know that Find That, this week's Find That, is still running and will continue until the next segment of Find That, where I will reveal the new category. Question 11, I asked you to name the final weekly feature that I unveiled, and the final weekly feature I unveiled was titled This Week's Challenge. And the final question, I asked you which episode of Modern Doctor Who Series 1 did I forget to review until this episode. And that is of course Series 1, Episode 8, titled Father's Face. So that's actually it for this chunk of episodes, and that's it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 52. So yes, the next episode I'll be covering, we've got 2 episodes as well as coming up. So we've got coming up this week where I'll be giving you a preview of what to expect over the next 6 to 7 episodes, as well as I'll be reviewing the Modern 2 2006 Christmas special titled Runaway Bride and the Series 3 open titled Smith & Jones. That is it for the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 52.